Well, good evening and welcome back to the American Sim Racing League. Brand new season right here. Happy New Year. That's right. Happy New Year 2023. That's what we're at today. And tonight we're in a brand new season with the American Sim Racing League. I'm your commentator, Vern Bradley, in the booth tonight. Glad to be back for this season. I know they got 17 races on tap for you guys and gals, and it's going to be another great one. Maybe I'm rusty after a week or two off. I don't know. But we'll get it dialed in quickly enough here. And I believe these drivers are in qualifying right now. So let me take this off the screen. Maybe we'll pull up our... Yeah, we'll try that right there. It'll show you the qualifying order. Not necessarily the order, but could even be the qualifying results. But I think we should keep that a secret anyway. I don't know yet. We'll see. We'll go back to the ticker here. Yep, you can see that easy enough. But yep, 17 race season for you over here at American Sim Racing League. It's really good to be back. Hopefully you caught the 1987 cars racing here. Been a few weeks back now. A lot of fun. The Elite Series, what can I say? It's going to be a lot of fun. Oh, I'm in a good mood, I reckon. So we'll keep this going. We're in qualifying now, but we got 6 seconds left. So I might not have timed it perfectly, but we'll get there. You can chat it up in YouTube. Tell us who your favorite driver is. We'll give that driver a shout out and maybe do a little in-car action with that particular driver. So qualifying is completed now. We got another 10 minutes here. It's going to be warm-up, driver's meeting, that kind of stuff. So a little bit of time to kill. A little bit of talking to do. I'm going to take a look at the schedule real quick. Actually, I can go over some of the rules, too. That would probably be the right thing to do. If there is a right thing for me. But we're going to watch warm up with these drivers. All right, 7th season here at American Sim Racing League for the Elite Series. And it's the 2nd season using the Xfinity cars. So there's a little fun fact for you. I see a couple shout outs there, so we'll definitely make sure we get those drivers. Give them a little bit of air time tonight. I try to be equal with all of them and give them all a little bit of air time, but I'm going to change this over real quick. Yeah, and we know who the former champion of the series is. That's going to be Johnny Avila. We got 40 registered drivers this season, 24 of them full-time, which are returning drivers. And a record number of teams competing for the championship this season. Big Gains Racing, Outcast Motorsports, Jonathan Byer Racing. They all brought new multi-car teams to American Sim Racing League, and Outcast Motorsports returns after last running in ASL in 2020. So, going to be no fast repairs here tonight at Daytona. There's going to be 3 extra sets of tires. They're going to be 100% fuel, so they'll have a full tank of fuel here tonight. Stage break is going to end at 50 laps. And that's going to award points to the top 10. So pits will close when the leader completes 48 laps. And if we get a caution 5 laps before, that becomes the stage break. There's going to be 3 green, white checker events, so that's your detail information for tonight. And awesome. Fun facts there that probably I didn't even know. So 7 season total right here. So they're coming a long way. It's good to see everybody tuning into the broadcast tonight. Make sure you give us a like for these drivers over here at American Sim Racing League. And definitely comment your favorite driver. I know a few of the newcomers over here at American Sim Racing League, and these drivers are warming up right now. And wow, that's kind of a product of Daytona. I pulled right to that one. You'd think I did that on purpose or staged those guys to do that, but I promise you I didn't. Thankfully, it is a warm-up session here, so no harm, no foul in these warm-ups, right? That's what they're for. These guys, first race of the season, so new drivers over here at American Sim Racing League. Everybody's got to get used to racing everybody else, so it's going to take a little bit to get these drivers dialed in. Some of them have had a little bit of a break, too, so it's time to dust the wheel off and get the old gaming PC going and get back to racing here with the Elite Series. And I'm happy to be back here in the booth this season. Very happy. Seen me, I got a grin from ear to ear. Watching a couple cars draft right here. That's going to be the 93 and the 53. We know that 93 is going to be Patrick DeSalinier. And the 53 is going to be Thomas McBride. So a couple of names I'm going to have to get used to. Most of them I already know, so we're good, though. Good there. Not just good, though, but good there. Raphael back again this season, driving the number 80 car. See if we can find him on the track real quick. Now, he's sitting on pit road right now. So who else are we going to look for? Zala. All right, let's see. Also want to give a shout out before I forget about it to Mr. Paul Zata for these overlays. Paul does a great job, great work on these things, so definitely want to give a shout out to him. He'll be in the 99 car here tonight. Get a little in-car action from him. Again, it's warm-up, so we got about 3 minutes and 50 seconds left of this. Zata driving the 99 car. Now we'll give a little bit of airtime right here to this driver, the number 85 car. It's going to be Jacob Zala. You see these Xfinity cars draft very well here at Daytona. It's going to put on for some great racing tonight. We're happy everybody could make it on this New Year's Day. Tune into this broadcast here tonight. You see the cars moving around just a little bit in the air. Doesn't look like it's anything too severe. See a little damage on the front of the 85 car here. See it out the windshield view. Little damage on the back of that car in front of them. So I'd say the front bumper and the rear bumper have made contact a time or two. Oh. And Jacob's going to take us for a ride in the 85 car right here. I think he's going to put it on its wheels, in fact. So we'll see if we can find another driver out on the track. Oh, there's Zada's car. It's pretty wadded up right here. Some of the drivers on pit road. In fact, I think most of them are. We're just kind of clicking through the field right here. I see someone going down pit road. Get to the front of the field. So a minute left before we get to racing. That means that we're just about ready to pull up your starting grid for tonight. And I got that on cue, so we'll cue it up in just a second here. Todd Chase, this is Vern Bradley up in the broadcast booth. You got a copy, buddy?
Yeah, I got you.
Man, welcome back here for Season 7.
Yeah, it's great to be back behind the wheel and at Daytona.
Yeah, behind the wheel of the 9 car here tonight. And wanted to get you in the booth here, do a little interview with you before the start of the race. So how's the 9 car feel out there?
Car's fast. It's all going to basically depend on who can hold a line and everything. But starting way back into the field, we got a teammate starting up into the field. I just told him, just kind of feel it out, see how it goes, and, if there's something that happens up front to, kind of let me know. But yeah, this Hangry Animals Toyota is getting ready to be hangry.
Yeah, you got a good race in front of you tonight. Happy New Year to you, by the way.
Thank you, sir. Happy New Year to you, too.
And do you have anyone you want to give a shout-out to while we got you in the booth before you get going here?
Yeah, I got a shout-out Overtake Motorsports. We got Levi in here with us tonight. Also got a shout-out Hangry Animals, W Energy, VRS, trying to think who else. Admin Box. I believe that is it. So...
Awesome, Todd. Oh, I didn't mean to cut you off there.
You're good. You're good. I was just going to thank you and thank Jeff and Patrick for allowing me to come back, even though I kind of quit on them as far as broadcasting standpoint. But it's great to be back behind the wheel here. So.
Well, it's good to see you behind the wheel here tonight, and we wish you the best of luck, buddy. I'm going to put you back down there because I know you're getting ready to go racing.
Yep. Thanks, Vern.
All right. All right, so we'll get him moved back there. And we have the field lining up. So we'll get up there with that leader, take a look at your starting grid here. Background music for you. Starting on the pole right here tonight is going to be the 35 of Jason Mullis. To his outside in second, you're going to find Paul Crumry. That's it. Paul Crumry in the number 3 car. Starting third here is going to be Levi Allen in the 97, and his outside in fourth, Joseph DuPont driving a 1 car. Starting fifth, the 52 of Jason Day, and to his outside in sixth will be the number 9 of Adam Matz. Starting 7th, Cody Williams in the number 12, and his outside in 8th will be the 21 of Todd Craig. Start 9th here, Johnny Avila in the 63, and to his outside in 10th, you're going to find Tyler Seville in the number 11. Starting 11th, Ben Park into number 23. Into his outside, in 12th, the 5 of Gary May. Starting 13th, Hunter Mays in the 7 of his outside, and 14th, the 96 of Jesse Burnell. 15th, Johnny Cochran in the 72 into his outside, and 16th, Thomas McBride in the 53. 17th is William Kemp in the 09. The 90 of Kyle Bromer will start 18th. David Kamar is going to start in the 02 and 19th. Tyler Powers in the 45, 21st. 22nd, Jacob Zalma. And that's going to change around now. But Jeff Yenish in 89's 23rd, 24th is Landon. Oh, I missed that one. It'll be all right. 62, Stephen Ayers. 93, Patrick Zalliner, 26. 27, Dylan Winters, and 28 is going to be Todd Chase. Paul Zada's 99, 29, Shane Gross. We got Richard Holland, Bradley Cooper, Tony Gray, Steve Yenish, Bentley Glasser, Levi Poland, and that's going to do it. 35 cars in a big starting grid here at Daytona, so let's get that out of here and get to the race in hand. Getting used to the new overlays. A little bit different buttons for me. It might take me a minute to click a button, but I'll get on it quick enough. This music stopped right here. And the only thing you need to hear is me in the race cars at this point, because the race is on at Daytona. Race number 1 of the 2023 spring season here at the American Sim Racing League. A lot of stuff going on with the controls here. A lot of it different to me. Some of it the same though, so we'll get it worked out quick enough. You see that 3 car, Paul Crumry right there in the 3 car. Showing him second is Adam Matz is going to power that 9 car around the outside. He's got Todd Cray's number 21 right there. Good 2x2 racing right here in the first 3 rows at Daytona tonight. There's some messages out right here. Great racing. See shout out for Todd Cray right there, and the park number 23. So we're going to definitely take a look at those drivers here tonight. And clear out that left side, let you see the race in action a little bit right here. Front of the field changing over. I'm going to restart my timing and scoring and get that straightened out. There we go. Johnny Cochran, 72 car out front right now. 100 laps of racing at Daytona. We're working lap 4, so this thing's just getting underway. If you're just getting settled in, get comfortable. We got another 95 laps to go. We're going to have a stage break. I believe on lap 50 from what I read earlier. Somebody could correct me if I was wrong, but I'm pretty sure I got that one right. Yeah, there's definitely a few drivers right here for sure. 35 starting tonight. 35 started. We're 5 laps in. No caution so far. Jerry Cochran leading it. Adam Matt second. Todd Gray back in third in a 21. You got Kyle Bromere, Paul Crumry, and that's your top 5 right now. I got a button for that, maybe. Still working 2x2. Get a few different camera views going for you guys and gals out there watching in the YouTube world. I know I thank you for coming in. The drivers over here at American Sim Racing League do as well. And this is the Elite Series. It's our second season running the Xfinity car here. And the car looks like it's drafting around pretty well. We're just going to go through the field right here. I'm going to get used to the camera views and actually get used to the chair broadcasting after 2 or 3 weeks off. Give me a little bit of a break and I get just slightly rusty. You see a lot of single file back here mid-pack. Really good camera shots, and we got one down at the bottom, and sometimes that's pretty common for drivers to do that. You're running up towards the front and things get dicey. It looks like the 97 car might have been the one I've seen. It'd be Levi Allen driving the 97 car, and that is exactly what he did. He just kind of let out of the gas, got down to the bottom, dropped down to the back here. We're going to move up a little bit around the 22nd position. You'll find a 24 here, Bentley Classic. Bentley, a driver returning this season. We got some new drivers over here. We know Todd Chase from his interview. He's in the 20 car, so he's returning this season. So it's good to see Todd racing here tonight. We got to interview him right before the race. Paul Zada's 99 car. You see the 99 settled in right there to 19th position. It's good to see a few people tuned into the broadcast as well. I know these drivers appreciate it when they rewatch these races and they read all your comments, I promise you. Get back up to the front of the field, though. Jerry Cochran, the 72 car, leading the way around here. Coming up to lap 10 of 100 at Daytona. So that puts us a tenth of the way in. We know halfway through this thing, though, we're going to get us a stage break, so your driver's back a little bit. It is Daytona. Don't worry about it. Just sit there and relax because they're going to have plenty of time. We got 90 laps of racing action left for you. Put your favorite drivers in the chat. Let's start going through those drivers right now. The 85 car. I'm going to hunt him down. When I find your driver that you put in that chat, I will do an in-car view of that driver. So we have found the driver of the 85, and we're going to go in-car view right here. And you'll see the driver of the 85 car is going to be Jacob Zala. Jacob sitting back here in the 32nd position, so he's one of these drivers that are just riding right here. He's going to ride, remember, 0 fast repairs, so you don't want to, you got to be careful. You don't want to tear that car up. You're not going to have a brand new car waiting on you. And if you know these big plate tracks like Daytona and Talladega, if you get damage on the front of this car, it's really going to hurt the aero package, even the back of it and down the sides. Any damage on these cars affects that aero package. So the 80 just got a vote right there, and I'm going to take it in order. So we'll jump on board with the 80 next. And we're going to go in the top 5 with this driver. Rafael Rodriguez driving the 80 car right up here in the top 5. And passing, looked like Todd Cray for fourth. He's got the 3 car on the high side right there. So Raphael having a good run right here early. Not afraid to run up front with that car. So 2 drivers in opposite ends of the spectrum. One of them back in 32nd position. The next driver that I seen up there, he's up in the top 5, running 3rd right now. So giving him a little bit of air time. Good to be on board with Raphael right here. You get to see what it's like to run up front at Daytona. How close these cars are racing together in the draft. And so we're going to move off the driver of the 80 car. And who am I going to find next? That's going to be the 23 car. So let me locate that driver. And I found him, Ben Park. Right here in the 11th position now. So Ben trying to find his way into the top 10. And Jessica, don't worry if you're still watching. I'll get on board with Todd Cray shortly. We're just going to go through the list right here. You put your favorite driver in the chat. I'm going to give them a little bit of airtime here at Daytona tonight. And I'll do that week in and week out. I think anyone that's tuned into these broadcasts knows that I like to make sure that we showcase drivers and that we try to be as equal and fair as possible. See Ben Park riding here, 12th position right now. Just outside of the top 10, but looking to sneak in. All right, I got another driver to find, and I think I've seen him. He's up in the top 5. And look how close this racing is. So on board with the 21 of Todd Cray. Right behind that 3 car, man. The racing really tight right here. Really close racing. Working lap 15 of 100. So about 35, 34 laps to go before they make that stage break. And the top 10 in points, when they get to the end of this first stage, the top 10 in points will score points for that. And, you know, race number 1, a lot of people don't think about the points, but I'll tell you what, these stage points really count when it comes to the end of the season and people making the chase and missing out on it. So wherever you're at on the track, when we get around lap 48 or so, you might want to try to find your way inside the top 10, score you a few of those points. On board once again with the 21 of Todd Cray. Next, we're going to find the driver of the 90 car. Don't have to drop back too far to do that. We'll move back to the 8th position, right directly behind Todd Cray's 21 car. You're going to find a 90 car of Kyle Bromer. Bromer having a good race right here so far. He's got it up in the top 10 position running 7th. So if the stage were to end, he's got his car in a spot to score some points right here. So good run for Kyle so far. Basically, I think at this point you just want to keep the car clean. No wild moves, no mistakes. So we get a what about the 92? We'll get on board with the 92. Just give us a minute. We're working down the list here, Dan. All right, let's find the number 92 car. 31st position. And I'm going to try not to butcher this one. So we're going to give it a shot. So this is going to be the 92 car driven by Landon Ciardolo. We'll go with Ciardolo. And if that's close, then I did good. And if not, then he'll have to tell me how it's pronounced. I try. I don't want to butcher nobody's name, and I do the best I can. So Ciardolo is what I'm going to go with. We'll call it the 92 car for now, but he's riding back here in 31st. I'm going to say his game plan is to keep her clean and out of trouble. That way he's got a car to race with at the end of this thing tonight. And it's pretty cool if you can see the detail on it, because you can actually see the eye is silent, okay? Cardullo. Got it. As soon as you said that, Dan, that's all it took, buddy. Got it perfectly now, Cardullo. I appreciate it. And I didn't even have to have him fix it. All you guys had to do was spell it out like that, and I think we got it right. So now you can see a look from these cars from other camera views here. And I appreciate you guys keeping that chat busy. Like I said, the drivers will definitely keep an eye on it. And we know that Landon Cardullo will be happy that we got his name right now. I got you there. Good luck to that team for sure. I'll have to look down here and see how many drivers are on the team. So JBR is going to be Jonathan Byer Racing. Have Dan in there. Dan, you got Ben Park in the 23 on that team. Jacob Zala's 85. Joseph DuPont's in there. Of course, Landon's in there. And we got a spotter with Reese Schaefer. So JBR team looking in pretty good shape right here tonight. And the good news there, Dan, is you got quite a few drivers in there with a shot at taking home that top prize here. But I'll tell you, 22 laps in, so we're getting about halfway to the first stage. And the closer we get to that, you're going to see that top 10 get a little bit, because the top 10 is going to score points in the stage break. So you'll see drivers and cars trying to jockey positions right here. If you were riding in the back for the first 22, well, now you're going to try to work your way forward. Now, I don't know that some of these guys haven't worked their way to pit road, and they have. The gentleman, Gary May, driving a 5-car right there. Anyone that remembers me broadcasting with Gary May drove in another league I broadcast for, so that's where we give him the nickname, the gentleman. Good to see Gary over here at American Sim Racing League. Him and many others. We're going to have to do it through the field, but I want to get these guys to get done with the pit stops. You see the 45-car Tyler Powers on pit road right now. 7 cars already made his way to pits. Dylan Winters right here in the 37. He's already made his way to pit road. Of course, Tyler's on pit road. Jesse Bonnell. Oh, we got a wreck. That might bring a caution flag out, so we're going to have to see who was involved there. Looks like the 93's got a little damage on his left front. And man, hopefully these guys that pitted were able to get to... Well, we know that the 96 looked like he might have got caught in it, so let's try to back it up here and figure out what happened. It may have happened in front of the 96. I'm not 110% sure. It did. It was in the pack ahead of him, so we're going to try to find those drivers and move up to his pack. Back it up one more time here. I think this was the pack that it started in, so we'll find out. Might be getting somewhere, I'm not sure. I think I got the wrong one. Try this again. Oh, I just found the car number I want. There it is right there. Watch the outside line. You're going to see one car jump up there, contact, and the wreck is on from there. I think a lot of the guys that got caught up in the back, 0-2, David Kamara, seen him sliding off right there. So a lot of pretty good cars caught up, and like I said, these guys don't have fast repairs. That's pretty heavy damage on that 0-2 car right there. So you're going to have to take that down to the attention of the pit crew, see if they can get it worked out for you. And he's going to try to work his way around there right now. For all the fans of the 80 car, Rafael Rodriguez, he's going to lead them down the pit road right here. Was the 23 involved? We're going to take a look and find that car. I'm digging through my timing and scoring, and the thing comes up so small. So it's going to be, it's going to take a hot minute. I'm not even finding the 23. Look through the team names again. Yep, there we go, right there. No damage on the 23 car. Looks nice and clean right here, so it looks like the 23 was able to escape any incident there, which is a good sign for that driver. Just like real life, you get damage on this car, like I said, and it affects the body in any way, shape, or form, unless it's very, very minor, and the crew can fix it right up for you. You're likely to be in for a long race here at Daytona. These super speedways, but I'll tell you, the Xfinity car that they're in it's pretty resilient, so it'll take a pretty good lick before it gets damage on it. Which is the good news if you're one of those guys that was involved, but the bad news is we've seen a couple of those cars with pretty serious damage on them. So that's going to bring us to lap 27. Not quite ready for our stage to end yet. Stage 1 to end. And put the list on the side. You can read it a little bit better. If you see the positions being a little weird, it's because they're pacing side by side behind that pace car, getting ready for a restart. And this will actually be our first restart of the race. So lap 27, our first restart. One caution flag so far in the first 27 laps. And when they get back to green flag now, we're going to do a through the field. So if you got a favorite driver that you're looking out for, you'll find them when I do the through the field. Still got plenty of our starters in here. 36 cars took the green flag tonight. and 96 cars are left. Or not 96, I'm sorry. 35 cars. If my math is that bad, something is really wrong with me on New Year's, I promise you. But 35 cars are still on the track. The last car on the lead, the first car and only car a lap down is the 96 of Jesse Vanel. And that's where I got the 96 from, because he's back here. So we've seen some of these drivers make a pit stop right before that happened. And if any of them were farther to the back when they made the pit stop, it could very well have put them a lap down right here. But even at that, you would think some of those guys would have been able to stay out and take the wave around or whatnot. We'll have to see. We're going down the back straightaway right here. We will go back to green flag when they get back to the start-finish line. All right. Going to get everything set up. See if I can figure these overlays out enough where we can do the through the field, but I'm going to do the best I can. Race number 1 right here. Season number 2 for the Xfinity Series with the Elite cars. Or the Elite Series with the Xfinity car, rather. Pace cars in. Back to green flag racing just like that with the American Sim Racing League at Daytona. Race number 1 on your happy New Year's Day. 27 car Jeff Yenish going to take the lead on the restart, but I'll tell you what. Actually, Steve Yenish did. Jeff Yenish is in the 89 fighting for it on the outside. So you got the two Yenishes going for the lead right here. One on the inside line, the other on the outside line. I guess if you're leading both sides, you're going to have a Yenish leading it. We're going to go back to the ticker at the top. Oh, here we go. I'm going to have to put that user in timeout for a long time. Anytime you do these things, man, those bots find you. Any live stream, they're always going to find you, so we'll just start hiding the user from the channel. I do want to apologize for that. All right, I told you we'll do it through the field, so let's do it now on lap 30, and hopefully we can get through it before there's a caution flag. So let's go on board with the race leader right here. The positions change around a lot, so in-car race leader going to be the 89 of Jeff Yenish. I'm going to go through these drivers pretty quickly, so pay attention here. Jeff Yenish in the 89 car leading it. Second place car right now is going to be the 27 of Steve Yenish, and his will change between second and third because these guys are drafted too wide. So we're going to be on board now with the third place driver. That's Joseph DuPont in the number 1 car. And he's going to fall back to fourth momentarily because the 11 car of Tyler Seville is going to take the third spot away temporarily. You see the 5 car slow on the high side. They're getting around Tim. Tyler's going to fall back to fourth now. We're going to fall back to fifth and go on board with the driver of the 99 car, which is going to be Paul Zada, running in the top 5 here right now. They're slowing down, I believe. Caution lights are on. So we have something happen back here. The guy's going to have to try to figure this one out. This off of here. Let's go back about 20 seconds and see what happened here. I don't think we're... We see our car hit the outside wall momentarily, and then it looked like they all got kind of Oh, yeah. There's the wreck right there. Back it up one more time here. I think it was around this group. Yeah, 37, 80 car, 3 car, heavy contact with the outside wall. So some of these cars already had a little bit of damage before that one happened, but man, just really unfortunate. We're gonna find the 3 car on here and try to take a look at this deal again. A little bit closer camera view and paying attention right here to this green car right on the bottom. Yeah, we hate to hear that, man. Looked like heavy contact if that was you. Whoever got in the outside wall head on there having seriously heavy contact and really just a victim of circumstances. Look at the parts and the dirt fly. That's just insane. One hard hit on the outside wall. Caution flag number 2. Had a couple of cars damaged from this one. I believe the 80 might have been one of them that I seen get a little bit of damage. So let's take a look at it one more time right here. Yeah, it looked like it happened in front of them. A couple cars there, and then a car got hooked and turned. And oh, 93 car, another one, nowhere to go, a victim of circumstances, and that's 2 in a row for him. So you hate to see that when you're, watching that driver, you're a fan of that particular driver. But it is Daytona, and they'll bounce back next week. I can promise you that. We're going to get up to the front, and I got a driver down there. I'm going to try to get up here for an interview real quick. Tyler Powers, Vern Bradley in the broadcast booth. You got a copy, buddy?
Yep.
So how's the race going for the 45 car?
Oh, I'm out.
Yeah, you're out of it. So we had you sitting down here. You want to hang out in the booth with me?
Yeah, I can.
Yeah,
no, I blew an engine going down the backstretch.
Gotcha. Well, we hate that, man. You're not supposed to blow those things up. You got to keep them going.
Yeah, you're telling me.
Well, you still got the race up where you're watching it, or what do you got going on, Tyler?
Yeah, I'm watching your live.
Oh, he's watching the live stream side of it. You were down in the infield care center, so I had to pull you up here, man. So what'd you think of the last wreck there?
I mean, just chaos. I was hoping they would make it to the stage break, but obviously that didn't happen.
Yeah, I think if it would have happened around 48, they were going to go ahead and call it a stage break, but when it happens at lap 31, then we're still a little bit away from that, huh?
Yep.
Yeah, it's good to have you in the booth with me, man. It's unfortunate that we brought you in here after you blew a motor.
Yeah, I gotta get that fixed for next race because I can't be doing that.
Yep.
I do want to apologize to the 65 though, because I don't know if he took too much damage. You'll have to see on the replay, but he was right behind me when my car downshifted down the backstretch. So
yeah, we'll take a look at that car next. I'm gonna let I know you're one of the cars retired, and I believe the 3 car. We just seen him make heavy contact with the outside wall. So that's Paul Crumry in the 3. And we got a pace car in. We're ready to go back to green flag racing right here on lap 34. And the Yenish brothers, 89 car, Jeff Yenish up in the lead right now. 27 holding on to second. So we've seen that on the last restart. You got any favorites in this thing, Tyler? Or?
my teammate couldn't make it tonight, but I think I'm rooting for Jeff Yenish. So,
well, that's a good one to be rooting for. P1 right now. I know there's a long way to go, and it is a plate track, so we know anything can happen.
Hey, the positives of this is I can practice early for California, I guess. So
That's exactly right. You get to take advantage of a little bit of early practice for California. And I guess that's next on our schedule, right?
Yep. That's next Sunday.
I guess if a guy takes a look at the schedule, he'd know that, huh? Auto Club Speedway, January 8th. So you're exactly right. I didn't doubt you, Tyler. Not for a second. All right, so I think I was doing a through the field, and I made it through the top 5. So these guys are going to make me do it again, and I'm going to try to do it in 10 laps. So we'll start off once again with your leader, and since these guys were up here before, I'll be pretty quick about it. 89 car was the leader, but he's getting a battle from this driver, his brother, in the 27. Steve Yenish now up at the top spot or fighting for it on the bottom of the track. So let's go back to the 1 car back in 3rd or 4th, or it keeps changing back and forth, but the driver of the 1 car is Joseph DuPont. So we're going to find Tyler Seville's number 11 car, jump on board with it real quick. And then the next driver we're going to go on board with is the 4th place driver, the 09 of William Kemp. And just as I call him the 4th place driver, he's up here battling for 3rd. So our next driver we're going to find is back here in 6th, and that'll be the 35 of Jason Mullis. Like I said, these it's not going to be in any particular order right here as we go on board with the 99 of Paul Zada. And the reason for that is these guys are side by side, so they're swapping positions every corner, literally about every inch of the racetrack. So the next driver we're going to find to go on board with, Tony Gray, driving the 88 car. Tony's sitting back here in the 9th position currently. That could change in a split second, literally. That's why the through the fields are so hard here, Tyler. Because the drivers swap positions so quickly. And as I say this, we're going to jump on board with our 8th place driver. That's going to be Shane Gross, driving the number 41 car. Like I said, I'm going to try to pull your favorite drivers up here. Next driver I'm going to find is in 10th. That's going to be the 12th car of Cody Williams, and that's actually a driver I'm familiar with. I've known Cody for quite a while. Actually, quite a few years here on iRacing now. So good to see Cody over here at the American Sim Racing League. And he's up there in the top 10 looking to score some stage points as that stage end is getting ever so close now. We'll go back to the next driver on my list is going to be Ben Park, driving the 23 car. So on board with the 23 car, looks good. He's up here in the top 10. Great position if he can hang on to there for 10 more laps, because that's where you're going to score points. If you finish in the top 10 at the end of that stage, you will score points. So we leave that driver. We're going to find Todd Cray's number 21 car. Go on board with it, and wow. A little bit of 3 wide, hopefully no contact here. Lap 40. Racing's tough. A little bit of damage on the right front of the 21 car that we're on board with right now. We'll go back another driver here. We're going to find in 13th place the 9 car of Adam Matz. Adam having a good run here. You see a couple of bent fenders, maybe a bent bumper up there, you know, right front, little dented up on the 80 car. These cars are still getting around here just fine, which is good to see, as we're going to find our next driver to go on board with, and that's going to be the 80 car of Rafael Rodriguez. And like I said all through the broadcast at the beginning, if you have a favorite driver, put it in the chat. Give me a car number or name. I'll go over to the column and find it, and if they're still out on the racetrack, I'll give them a little bit of airtime here. We're going to go on board now with the 15th place driver, that's going to be Jerry Cochran III, driving the 72 car. And this is your through the field, lap 42 before our stage break. So now let's find the 80, or not the 80, the 97 car of Levi Allen. And I'm not sure why it's not pulling his up, but we'll drop that off and we'll try it again, but it's still blanked out. But you're on board with the 97 Levi Allen right now. You can see the Allen on the dashboard. Oh, he had to check way out of the gas to avoid contact up in front of him right here. So a lot of cars are going to get by him, and we're going to go on board with Cardullo, Landon Cardullo's 92 car right here. You see Cardullo weaving his way through, and I'll tell you that battle for the top 10 is going to get tight. We're going to get back there to it in just a second. I'm going to go on board now with Stephen Ayers Jr. in this 62 car, sitting back in the 13th position. You see the cars moving around a little bit in front of Stephen. So Zala, 85 car, Jacob Zala, running in the 15th position. That's who you're on board with now. We'll move right back here to the number 90 of Kyle Bromer. We're going to try to make it through the field here before we get to the stage break in. So we'll go back to the 52 of Jason Day. Running in the 18th position. Now we'll find Levi Poland in the 91 car. He's going to be back here in 19th. On board now with Todd Chase in the 20 car, sitting in the 18th position. Tom's kind of flashing out a little bit, so we're going to drop back to the 9 car, Adam Matz, in 21st. Working lap 44, got a car on the outside wall. Looks like the 53 car. They're going to get by him safely here. So we were on board with Cochran and Cody Williams. Richard Holland, 31 car, another driver I'm familiar with. Known him for a long time here on iRacing. Good driver, just kind of hanging back here in the 24th position right now. And I know one of his teammates is back here with him. That's going to be the 25 car, Bradley the Coop Cooper. Another driver I'm very familiar with. And if anyone pays attention on Tuesday nights on the WFO Racing Network, you will hear Bradley the Coop Cooper. He is a commentator on this channel on Tuesday nights. So we'll go on board quickly with the 63 of Johnny Avila. This happens to be the defending champion of the Elite Series. So Johnny back here in the 26th position. Now we're going to go on board with the 7 of Hunter Waters. And I'm going to do this quickly because we got to get back up to the front of the field. We're coming up to the stage end. So back to Bentley Glasser's 24, riding in the 28th spot. And then right behind him is going to be the 02 of David Kamara. And we see the damage on that car. I mean, we've seen it earlier in one of the cautions. Missing the front end right here. Just wanted to look at that quickly. As we drop back to the 53 of Thomas McBride. He was the car we seen high on the outside. And Thomas losing a lap right there in the 53 car, riding in the 30th spot. Now Dylan Winters, 37 car, on board with him for a quick minute here. Quick second, actually. Quick couple seconds. Then we're going to find a gentleman right here, Gary May in the 5 car. Gary back here in the 32nd position. And I'll tell you what, this is a car that I'd be surprised if it has damage on it. And it doesn't look like it does. It does not look like it has any damage, though. Go back one more, you'll be on board with the 96 of Jesse Bunnell. Bunnell being scored in the 33rd position right now. In the last car on the racetrack, he's actually on pit road. That's going to be the 93 of Patrick DeSaliner, and unfortunately that car has a ton of damage on it. And we're going to get back to the front of the field because we're on lap 48, getting ready for the stage break end right here. And we want to see the action. 27 car, Steve Yenish, your leader. He's got the 11 car, Tyler Seville, pushing him. Outside line though, has the 89 of Jeff Yenish. But it looks like that bottom line has the advantage right now. Yenish leading it. We got a car peeling off right here. A couple of guys going to pit road. So a little bit of strategy for them as these other guys are going to race it out. Try to get in the top 10 for this stage break right here. Hopefully we got a little bit of airtime to your favorite driver tonight in the first half of the race. Lap 49 of 100. So kind of the white flag for the stage end here. Good battle though. 27 Steve Yenish, 89 Jeff Yenish. You see the 11 in there, Tyler Seville. William Kemp in the 09. He's hanging out back there too. They're going to bring it to the line lap 50, and I believe this is going to be the caution lap. Maybe the next time around, actually. We don't see a caution yet, so they're going to roll her around to the end of lap 50. Steve Yenish with the lead. Inside line, man, they really good push down there for the leader, and it's that 11 car. Tyler Seville all over the back bumper of the 27. Keeping the 27 out front. You see a couple of lap cars. Those guys who went to pit road beforehand. There at the bottom. And they're going to get past right now. Lead pack trying to get around them. And at the line, Steve Yenish leading it. Caution's out. Stage number 1 is over. So Steve Yenish in the 27 car. Tyler Seville, William Kemp, Jeff Yenish, Joseph DuPont, Paul Zada, Todd Gray, Levi Allen, Tony Gray, and Stephen Ayers Jr. That looks like it's going to be your top 10 right here at the end of stage 1. We're at the halfway point through the race as well. And Steve Yenish going to win that stage. Like I said, it might not, show up for 1 or 2 or 5 races even. But I'll tell you what, when you get right around time to make the chase, these stage points add up, and they add up quickly. So if you can score top 10, you can steal some stage points right here. That's what you want to do, and that's what it's all about. You see your top 10 right there at the right above the cutoff line in the center on the left-hand side of the screen. Steve Yenish, Tyler Seville, William Kemp in the 0989, Jeff Yenish, number 1, Joseph DuPont. 99 of Paul Zada, 21 of Todd Gray, 88 of Tony Gray, 97 Levi Allen, 41 of Shane Gross. That was your top 10 for stage break number 1. We've had a couple of caution flags in those first 50 laps. Few cars got a little bit of damage on it, so this stage break's going to be good for them to let the crews work on those cars, maybe get it straightened out a little bit better for them. But I'll tell you what, we started with 36 cars, and we still got 34 cars in the race here tonight. So that is awesome, and it is New Year, so Happy New Year to everyone. 2023, first night of Season 7, I believe, over here at American Sim Racing League, and I think that's what I read earlier. You're watching the Elite Series, second season for the league running the Xfinity car here in the Elite Series, and good to see the Xfinity car back in the lineup this season. I know last season we had the Cup cars, and I don't think I was, in fact, pretty sure I wasn't the commentator. Did I do the whole season last season or come in later? I think I came in later. So technically, I guess this would be my first full season, starting off race number 1 here on the new year. So that's awesome. I'm Vern Bradley in the booth, in case you didn't catch that earlier in the broadcast. And I plan on being the guy that commentates all 17 of these things for you. We've only had 2 retire for the night. That was the driver of the 3 car, and of course the driver of the 45 car. We were able to talk to the driver of the 45 car. And we knew he blew a motor on the back straightaway, and that's what put that feller out. They said it happened in front of this driver, so we're going to now take a look to see if I can find the right one. Now we don't see no damage on the back, but that's not the right camera I'm looking for. And not much damage on the front end. Looking out the windshield here. And that's looking at the 62 car. Car looks pretty good out there. Maybe slight damage on the front of it. And after pit stops, things are going to change around a little bit. 35 car, Jason Mullis is going to be up front. 09 of William Kemp right outside of him in second. You see the lights on the pace car right now as they're pacing around Daytona. This is the end of stage 1. You see if the lights go out on the pace car this time, and they do. So we know that for a fact that we'll be going green next time by. To start the second half of race number 1 here at Daytona for the American Sim Racing League's Elite Series. And thank all of you viewers for tuning into the broadcast, being patient, hanging out, and watching some great racing here tonight. Hopefully you've been watching some great racing. We're going to have to hide this one too. So you got to hide those users from the channel when the bots come in here. Man, it's sure funny if you say the wrong thing on YouTube, they will knock your video out in a heartbeat, or if you play music that you're not supposed to, they won't just demonetize you, they'll mute your video out, or they'll take it down completely. But yet these bots can come in here and spam this stuff all night long. YouTube, they don't care. They're probably making money from it. But we're not going to beat that path too hard here. We're getting ready to go back and racing. And I know that's what we came here for tonight on New Year's, is to see some racing action at Daytona with the Xfinity cars. And the American Sim Racing League, well, that was the perfect spot for the action tonight. Pace cars on pit road. And we're back to green flag racing after stage number 1. And we already got a battle for the lead at the start-finish line. Working lap 55 of 100 of the race. 35 car, Jason Mullis, your leader. Second place is going to be it was now to 27 of Steve Yenish. I was going to say William Kemp's car was second, but that 27 car kind of come out of nowhere right there and momentarily took it away from him. But you see the 09 getting a good push from the 89 car. That's going to be Jeff Yenish on the outside giving that Night Owl car a push. So I'll tell you, the leader up front might be which one of these units Yenish brothers want to do the, or does the best follow car. They were the lead cars before, so now they're following. They were being pushed, now they're the pusher. Great racing here at Daytona tonight. Only a couple of caution flags. The third break was for the end of stage one, halfway point of the race. So we're halfway through this thing tonight. Pull up the sidebar every once in a while so you can see where your favorite driver's at. Kind of keep tabs on them. And we'll keep the camera going through the field periodically as well. That way you can see where your favorite driver, what their paint job might look like. Hey, you know, brand new season, all new paint jobs. So, Larry Dickerson, what's up, buddy? We got a few drivers in here you're familiar with. I have to go through here and find them again. Well, here's one of them. Get a little bit closer view. See the 12th car right there? There's the name of that driver. Richard Holland's 31 back here. Started 31st. He's riding 22nd right now, and he's got the coupe, Bradley Cooper, on his bumper. 5 car. And that's just showing a few drivers that I know for a fact that Larry Dickerson knows. Kind of looking at the back of the field right here in lap 59. I'm going to get up in that top 20 here. You see a lot of the racing side by side. Happy New Year, Hal Lamy. Good to see you, buddy. First broadcast for me of 2023 tonight. First one of 2023 feels good. Got to knock the rust off before Wednesday night, man. Somehow look like a rookie using the overlays tonight. I can't even use the timing and scoring. Technically on the overlays I am a rookie, but the timing and scoring I can't even get it right. Of course, we see me have problems with that before, so that's nothing new. In fact, Happy New Year to the whole Amy and Riddle family. Looks like it's going to be another great year on iRacing for a lot of us. And see that 35 car, Jason Mullis, though, he's going to hold on to the lead right here. He's got the 27 of Steve Yenish on his bumper. Hal, you got some teammates racing in this thing tonight, buddy. 5 car, Bradley Cooper, 31. Richard Holland, 12 car, Cody Williams. 3 of those drivers in the race here tonight. And just like any time on a plate track, you guys work together. It's usually out of harm's way, basically, until this thing gets down close to the end, and then we're going to see I know for a fact we'll see those drivers fire off. And if Jessica's still tuned in, Todd Cray right there, he's still got this thing up in the top 5. 21 car, see him 3rd car in line, running in the 3rd position right now. Of course, you can see it on the left-hand hand side of the screen just as well as I can. Probably better. I think my glasses are dirty. So if my glasses are dirty, I promise that you can see it better. See Todd Craig going to be the first car on the outside line now. He's got the 09 working the bumper. That's going to be William Kemp in the 09. So they're trying to get something going with the 35 and 27 leading the way around the bottom of the track. We've seen a little bit more 2x2 and the guys going after it a little bit better here, a little bit harder in the second half. Lap 63 of 100, so we still got a few circuits to make around here. Plenty of time if you're back in the back around where, I don't know, we got to stay what's on the lead lap right now. Actually, the 02 of David Kamara is hanging in there. He does not have a nose on that car. His car's defying all the laws right now. I guess if you don't have a nose, then you keep it tucked in tight enough and you got a guy working on the backside, the 93 back there on the back bumper, then that may very well help your car. But he's on the lead lap, so the 02 car is in fact on the lead lap here, which is good to see. Then you got Coop right there in the 25 and Holland in the 31. Went through those cars already. Find the 85 car now. Zala, Jacob Zala. Working back here in the 19th position. Todd Chase in that picture. 90 car Kyle Bromer. 92 Landon Cardula. So good cars, good drivers. A lot of drivers capable of getting up here and racing for a win tonight. And that's what Daytona's all about. We're just randomly clicking through the field. I'm going to show off some paints for a little while. Different camera views. And it also lets you see what the field's doing. How the cars are moving around, how hard these guys are racing out here tonight at Daytona. And Paul Zada, driver of the 99, you are the man on the overlays tonight. Guys just got to learn how to use them. Properly, anyway. Hopefully I'll figure that out in 4 or 5 or 10 races. What do they say? Can't teach old dogs new tricks? We'll see about that. Man, great racing up front, though. 35 car, 21 car, 27 car, 99 car, Zada. 09 of Kemp. Good racing here. We've seen some dust flying on the outside. Somebody got a hold of that outside wall. It might have been slightly, but somebody knocked the dust off of it. We kind of got an up-close and personal camera shot of that right there. And it may have been that driver of the 9 car. I'm not 100% sure. But I know it was back here around these guys that happened. When you're drafting that close on the outside there, sometimes it's hard to see. When a guy enters high in front of you, it's hard to see where the wall is or be able to judge it. And, you know, a little contact can be made at that point. No harm, no foul. That's a quick move down to the bottom of the track from the 20 back there. Tom Chase moving around, trying to find him. There we go. Working the bottom of the track behind the 1 car right now, Joseph DuPont. This is back around 14th, 15th, 16th position. You want to know how hard they're racing? Well, they're 2x2 all the way back here. I'm not making this up. This is just how it's going here tonight. See Todd Cray, he fell back a little bit. 89 car Yenish, Jeff Yenish, he fell back a little bit too. I mean, don't get me wrong, they're still up in the top 10, but Cray's leading it actually. 21 car, outside line, Todd Cray. Getting a lot of help from that 09 of William Kemp. Cray and Kemp working the high side. 35 car right here. Mullis and the 27 of Steve Yenish working the bottom side of the track. 99 of Paul Zada. 3rd car in line on the inside. And I believe the 3rd car in line on the outside is going to be the 62 car, Stephen Ayers Jr. Working lap 70 of 100. That's right. 30 laps to go here at Daytona in the American Sim Racing League's Elite Series at Daytona tonight. Got Kitty Cat coin the thing. Looks like Lowell Chevrolet Buick butt kicker. Splash and Go graphics. Get a sponsor some shout outs here. Now on board. That's what it looks like fighting for the lead at Daytona. And for the most part, you know, these guys are still taking care of their equipment. I don't think anyone's pushing it real hard right here. Well, I mean, it's Daytona, so if you're flat-footed out front, then you're definitely pushing it about as hard as you can, honestly. But you don't see any really bold moves or abrupt maneuvers. And that's a product of 29 laps to go. And you can't win it on lap 73. And you won't be able to win it on lap 75. You're going to have a car that's still in the race and capable of winning at lap 99. And then until lap 100, well, you're still not safe. Basically, what I'm saying with no fast repairs is take care of that car and take care of it well. And for anyone wondering, yes, we can go into overtime tonight. We have 3 green-white checkers if needed. So overtime is a possibility here in race number 1. Don't count it out. The racing has been awesome for the first 73 laps, and I'll tell you the next 27 is going to be nothing short of that. A lot of 2x2 action up here in the top 12, top 15. And I'll tell you, between the 35 car and the 21 car, well, they don't know who wants to lead one lap from the next. And that's what I call great racing. .35 of Mola, so that 27 car, Steve Yenish giving Molas a good push right there. Ayers in the 62 car may benefit from that as well. See Ayers in the 62 working the bottom of the track. I think he's got the 99 of Paul Zada behind him. So really good racing here. Todd Cray and that 09 of William Kemp going to have to hook up again and get that outside line going. Wonder what it's like to be on board with a 62 here. Ooh, looked like the 62 might have got a little loose off the corner. 25 laps to go in Daytona, working lap 75 here. We're going to keep the cameras once again going through the field. Maybe we can shine the light on your favorite driver. A little bit of 3 wide action right there. Watch out. Oh, really close race in 41. 80 car. 41 loose on the bottom, but holds on to it. Good job, drivers. This is back in the pack a little bit here. Look at the 80s back in the 13th position, so outside of the top 10, but you can see these drivers are starting to get concentrated really hard up on the wheel. I'd say about 20 to go if you're far enough back. That's when you want to start working together and maybe start practicing and getting up to the front. See how well you guys could draft together. 3 or 4 cars, well, they can probably make a difference, but we're going to find out right here. You definitely don't want to fall too far off the pace or lose that lead draft. If you do lose that draft, that kind of puts a damper on it, and it's really hard to catch back up after that. So drivers want to be careful not to do that. Meanwhile, back up front, the outside line has found a little bit of momentum, and Todd Craig's going to power by the 35, and the 21's going to take the lead. Got my little dog back here hanging out with me tonight. Racing action so good in the American Sim Racing League at Daytona that he wanted to join in and watch. I think I'll teach him to help me broadcast. You know, I got no one else in the booth tonight, so maybe I'll pull the dog in here and he can help. No, he just told me he's not doing that. So. See the 5 car on the high side. They're going around them, so they got to be really careful. You got a lap car up there. That's Gary May in the 5. They got to be really careful not to make contact with them. When you're running too wide around the track, you know, you get that 3rd car out there as you're going by them. That's 3 wide right there. And we know 3 wide can get a little bit sketchy from time to time. Daytona is the wide track. These play tracks are pretty wide, so you can do 3 wide safely. But you can also do 3 wide and things go badly. So you might be able to do it safely every once in a while, but things can also go bad. And when you don't have any fast repairs, well, guess what you don't need? That's right, things going bad. So Mullis has the lead now. It's switching back around again. He got a good push from the 27 car, took the top spot back. Cray's trying to get reorganized on the outside line. He's still got Kemp behind him in the 09 car, so we're going to see with 20 laps to go. Like I said, with 20 to go, this is when guys back here, I don't know. Let's find Casa on the lead lap here. Actually, pit stops may be happening too. Let's see Jacob Zala on pit road. Looks like Ben Parks on pit road. I believe those drivers are on the same team, so maybe a little bit of a pit strategy going on too. I know they could run 40 laps on a tank of fuel, 44 laps I think I heard. So we're getting up close, 20 laps to go. And all these guys are going to have to make another stop. Some of the guys who have just made a stop, obviously. And that's going to start back here around Ben Park. So, looks like we got some teammates teamed up together right here. 23 car there. 85 and maybe Cardulo too in the 92 car. So, Cardulo also part of that, wouldn't be a tandem, it'd be a tripod. No, a triple. Triple, not tripod, triple. Sorry about that. So those drivers working a little bit of strategy, going to pit a little early here. And the rest of the field, these guys are going to have to come down with probably the next 6 laps or so. And I'm talking about some of the leaders right here. 18 laps to go. Maybe closer to 10 laps, but that's still going to put us with 8 laps to go. So it won't be... I don't think anyone, again, up in the front here can get there from here. I think you have to pit. That's all I'm saying. Which means pit strategy could come into play. It is Daytona. Tires aren't important, so most of those guys probably won't even go up on a jack, to be honest with you. But if you got to take a half a tank of fuel or so, then you want to go. You might as well go up on one jack. Do maybe right sides or left sides or whatever you feel comfortable with. For now, the inside line has prevailed a little bit. The outside line, Todd Craig leading it. They've fallen back here. Todd's scored in the 4th position now. And it's been switching back and forth like this. You'll see the outside line fall back a little bit. They'll fight back. But I think now is when you're trying to get around your teammate, trying to find a dancing partner, per se. Or just trying to find somebody, hey, you know, you want to pit on this lap with me and we'll work together? This is where you're making friends, basically. The conversations are going on the radio. The radio chatter is busy, I promise you. Who wants to be my friend for the final pit stop? Especially if that's a green flag stop. You definitely don't want to be the driver that comes off pit road by theirself. You do need drafted help here at Daytona. So even the least likely driver, well, that might be your new teammate or your best friend. Keep up the list on the left so you can keep better track of where your favorite driver might be right now. We're down to 15 laps to go, and some of these guys are starting to stretch it into the fuel tank now. And I suspect when the leaders go, when the 35, possibly in the 27 head to pit road, I suspect a lot of others are going to go right with them. The larger the pack of cars like this lead draft right here, the faster they're going to go in the draft. That's a fact. Man, been fighting that in the chat all night. It started early tonight. So, leading the way around here. Jason Mullis. I see some cars dropping off to the bottom. Maybe they're thinking about pit road. I would say that's, I know the conversations have been happening, so the pit stops are coming as you see the top four all together, and I think that's what's going on right here. I think these guys are getting situated, trying to get around their teammates. And I believe they all might be getting ready to bring it down the pit road right here. 13 laps to go at Daytona. If you have tuned in recently, the entire second half of the race after the stage break has been green flag racing. And will they be takers on pit road now? No. So the lead pack's going to stay out. Some of the drivers that pitted, these three drivers right here, 12 car, 11 car, 25 car. And then, of course, these three drivers back behind them, 23 car, 85 car, and 27 car. So those groups of three went down pit road at separate times, but, you know, three of them at a time went together. Look at Yinish, Jeff Yinish in the 89 car, battling hard on the high side, 35. Jason Mullis right on the low side of the track here. I thought they were getting ready for pit stops. There's the 35. He's coming to pit road sideways. Oh, no. Bad pit road entry for the driver of the 35, and that's going to cost him dearly. Green flag pit stops at the end. Likely going to be the final pit stop of the race for these drivers. So he's going to try to head back out on track here, 41 car. We've seen the 21 of Todd Cray also stop. Jason Day in the 52 car. William Kemp. Kyle Bromer. Joseph DuPont. Todd Cray. All these drivers stopping together right here with 11 laps to go. So we're going to have to get back up front, and they're coming to pit road now. 89, Jeff Yinish, 27 is Steve Yinish. And, oh, man, you see some guys getting in there hot. In fact, the 27 car might even have got pushed into his pit stall right there. And that's how it breaks down. Tony Gray's going to be the race leader. 88 car, 10 laps to go right now. Two cars have not pitted. That's going to be the 88 of Tony Gray and the 80 of Rafael Rodriguez. So I'll tell you, ladies and gentlemen, we're getting close here. Less than 10 laps to go at Daytona. Race number 1 for the American Sim Racing League's Elite Series. And I don't know. Dare I say, are the gloves off now? We're going to find out. And you will too if you stay tuned in here. The 88 and the 80, first and second right now. They're going to stay out. We're under caution. Not 100% sure why we're under caution, but I see somebody slowing down, and oh no. I'd say this went badly for a couple of guys. See the 89 exiting pit road. Looked like the car might have got loose. Oofta. Yes. Oh no, contact 27. That's going to push him out on the track in heavy contact. 21 car Todd Cray caught in it, and they're wrecking hard afterwards. Wow. I almost missed that. I'm not even lying. And several drivers caught up in it. 12 car caught up in this wreck right here. Think the 35 might have skated through. Heavy damage to some of these drivers' cars, unfortunately. this late to go in a race, and sometimes that's what happens. You know, when you have, I don't know, green flag pit stops, entering the next in pit road, trying to do it as fast as you can, and mistakes can happen. We know the 21 was caught up in it, so we'll try to get back there and take another couple looks. Looks like the 25 car might have been caught in it. 90K, it's just guys checking up for what happened in front of them back here, and good golly. That's crazy. 25, 12 car, a couple of teammates. I think the 31 might have got lucky, skated his way through. And if he did, he got extremely lucky. A couple of these guys did. 31 right there. Looked like, what's the other one? The 13 possibly. Those two skated through there. So they got extremely lucky there. What did I see? The 90 car in the chat? So that's going to be your first caution of the second stage of the race. Your third caution on the night. We'll get back to live TV here. It was happened after most of the green flag pit stops were made. So we had a few cars caught up in that event right there, and we won't call it an event. We'll just call it a caution. So cute. Few drivers caught up in it. Certainly going to take some of the contenders that were up towards the front possibly out of it, or put them at a pretty big disadvantage. We got 7 laps to go at Daytona. Lights are on the pace car, so we're going to pace around there until the lights are off and we know we'll go green the next time by. I do not think we're going to use one of those green-white checkers, but we do have 3 of them in store if needed. So we're going to find out with under 7 laps to go. I think you might be tuned into a barn burner, literally. I think so. Not 110% sure yet, but I'm pretty sure you are. So less than 7 laps to go. Be about, I'm going to assume, maybe 4 or 5 laps to go when we go back racing here. So it's Daytona. It's the first race of the season. Yeah, I'd say it's going to be fun. I think the only way you'd have more fun is if you're driving one of these cars here tonight. So if you're interested in that, if you look at the description in the stream, you're going to find the website to go to for the American Sim Racing League. And that'll give you all the information on the league, maybe how to sign up, you know. Anything like that. And if you can't get in this season because it's full, well, there's always next season or anything else like that. But the information again is in the description on the stream here tonight. And we do appreciate all of the fans that have stopped in. All the chat that's been in here tonight, we appreciate that as well. If you got a favorite driver, put that driver in the chat. And we'll put the camera and the spotlight on the driver that you put in the chat. So Zala's 85 car was damaged. I did see that, I believe. Hate to see that for all drivers involved, but it is race number 1. There's 16 more races this season. So you guys keep your head up. Hold your head high. Come back next week at Auto Club and turn your luck around. That's what it's all about. Plate tracks, things happen. Tempers can flare a little bit, but just remember, we're all in this together, and it's all about having fun. And that'll put a smile on your face. And we're getting ready for that restart now. Lights are out on the pace car, 2 by 2. That's what the field is. And we're going to have 5 laps to go when we get the green flag. Pace car's in. I think the pace car almost spun out itself right there. Green flags out, and we're racing once again with the American Sim Racing League's Elite Series at Daytona, race number 1. Happy New Year to everybody out there. Thanks for tuning in tonight. This one's not over, I assure you. 5 laps to go. It is definitely not over. Change of camera views. These cars will take about a lap to get back up to speed here. And there's 3 wide back here at about mid-pack. So if you see smoke starting to fly, you know why. Your leader, though, Bentley Glasser in the 24 car, taking advantage of that last caution, put his car up front. And I can assure you there's about 20 of these other guys. Well, they're racing to get their car back up front. You see a little bit of shuffling around the 19th, 20th position here. Bottom of the track, look at the 35, working the center, the middle. Trying to get everything he can. We know the 35 was slowed down from the first one, and there's the second one. Wow. I see cars going around. And we will get a green-white checker from this one, I promise you. Looked like we had one go through the mowing the grass down here, and then we don't know what went on from there, but we're going to find out. We have to find a car to focus on that might have been involved before we can find out what happened exactly. And a little bit of contact with that driver we were watching in another car, and man, 21 car, 41 car, 90 car, I believe. Kyle Bromer even caught up in this one. You see Bromer sliding around down here at the bottom. The good news for any 90 car fans, the car doesn't look to be damaged severely right here, so he may have escaped it. 21 car, he already had a little bit of damage, so I'm not sure how much he added in this wreck. We're going to go back to the ticker at the top. We're watching the 21. And we're going to catch up to real time right here. Leader is the 24 car, Bentley Glasser. You see Johnny Avila, 63, back there in second. Adam Matz in the 9 car. In the 3rd spot right now, Hunter Mays in the 7, back in 4th. Jason Days, number 52 car, rounding out the top 5 here. So we're under 5 laps to go, 3 laps to go. We're going to be on our first green-white checker out of 3. So we still have 2 more after we get restarted here, guys and gals. Hopefully your favorite driver's not out. You're still tuned into the broadcast here tonight. And even if your favorite driver's out, well, stay tuned in. The racing's still great. You watch the end of this one, you might have a new favorite driver. They're all good. The guys in the league definitely appreciate everyone that tunes in. Laughing at something that was posted in Discord. Oof, size. I guess oof, that's the word of the broadcast. We'll make it the word of, I guess if it happens on New Year's, it's basically 2023 now. It's not basically, it is. So we got that out of the way, and I got to go for the 23. Ben Park right here, riding into 6th position. So he's in a pretty decent spot right there, Dan. And we all know, Daytona with less than 3 on a green-white checker, anything can happen. Bottom line, anything. Likely it will. I mean, anything can happen, and likely it will. Yeah, Patrick, if you're tuned in, I got that message. Thank you. It's definitely been a fun race to broadcast. I'm sure it's been fun for the viewers to watch. We've kept a Good viewer count here tonight. Very happy to see that. Appreciate everyone that tunes in. I know all the drivers do. Make sure you give these guys a like. And stick around after the race. We're going to go through the top 3 for race wins. Might pick a 4th driver out if he's still in after that, too. I guess possibly we need to start a driver of the day so the fans pick who they want me to interview at the end of the race, and I'll do that. So maybe Ben Park if he wants to stick around tonight. I've seen Dan in here and seen another vote or two for that team here tonight. So it's been one I've seen show up in the chat often. Lights are out on the pace car. We're going to have under 3 laps to go when we take the green flag here with the American Sim Racing League's Elite Series on the restart. On our first green-white checker. Possibly one of 3. We'll find out if we need all 3 of them. We're definitely going to use one of them. So your top 5, 24-car Bentley Glasser, 63 there. Johnny Avila. Hunter Waters, number 7. Adam Matz, number 9. And the 52 of Jason Day. 6th place is going to be the 23 of Ben Park. Tony Gray's got the 88 up in 7th. And Richard Holland has the 31 up in the 8th position. And we're 2 by 2 behind the pace car, but that's not going to last for long. Because I promise you the pace car is ready, and he's going to make the hard left turn to pit road. And we're going to go back to green flag racing, but will it be for the final time here in race number 1 at Daytona? Or will we see another green flag? We're going to find out. 24-car Bentley Glass are going to try to hold on. Look at the 9-car Adam Matz working the bottom of the track. He's going to try to get to the bumper. And we're going to change our camera views because if we got some action that happens towards the back or mid-pack, we want to be able to see it. Outside line, Johnny Avila fighting for the lead. 24-car Glasser on the bottom, getting help from the 9 of Matt. 7-car, though, all over the bumper of that 63, so Hunter Waters working the bumper. 2 by 2, first 2 rows fighting it out. 9-car giving the 24 a good bump. We're going to take the white flag this time. White flag, I think. Yes, final lap. I shouldn't think. I know when that's coming out, by the way. I see it. I have time and it's scored open, so I know when it's going to happen. But, man, we got a car in the outside wall, but we can't pay attention to that because we're watching the front of the field on the back straightaway for the final time. There will be no more green-white checkers. You'll win it now or you won't. If you wreck, you're not going to win it. 24-car Glasser, 9-car Matt, 63 Avila, 7 Waters, 23 Ben Park working the bottom. 24's loose there, wrecking. Who won it? 63 car, I think, sliding across pit road, and they're wrecking all over the place. Johnny Avila in the 63 car, and we're going to have to back it up and take a look at this finish. The car in the grass did not make it to the front in the 63 car, sideways and wrecking across the start-finish line, literally. And we'll look at it again. We'll pause it. We'll just go forward here. If you watch the bottom, you're going to see the contact, okay? Right there on the inside line, that's the contact. So the 24 car of Glasser, and I think that's the 9 car of Matt's that went through the infield, but you can see the pile up behind him. The 7 car, 31 car, 23 car might have skated by on the bottom. And almost landed in the top 3, but it looks like that Richard Holland is going to land in the top 3 there. So we're going to play it on from there. in what could have been a photo finish, but it wound up with a lot of bent-up sheet metal here at Daytona tonight. Oof, messy. Definitely was. It was definitely messy. But it's a finish nonetheless. Your top three that I got on the left, unofficial, until I get confirmation on it, but I think it'll probably be official. Johnny Avila, 63, your winner. 24 of Bentley Glasser in P2, and Richard Holland sneaking the 31 in at the end to wind up on a podium. Your driver of the day, if we have to do one, I'm going to give it to the 23. Ben Park, and what that means if Ben wants to hang around after I interview the top three drivers here tonight, I'm going to give the driver of the 23 car an interview. So I plan on interviewing 5 or 6 a night. And I see Glasser up in the waiting room. So I'm waiting for the infield care center to get busy. We'll try to find the driver of the 63 car. We're watching them go around the track here, and this happened a little bit ago. So we're a little bit behind on the iRacing. I had it on replay, but the 63 is going to be the one celebrating here, it looks like. And we are going to get ready for our interviews. We're going to interview the top three, and the fourth driver I'd like to interview is definitely the driver of the 23 car, Ben Park. So Ben wants to hang around, but I got some people waiting on me. So let's get the interviews going with your race winner right here. Johnny Avila, Vern Bradley in the broadcast booth. You got a copy, buddy?
I hear you, bud.
Man, tell me about that finish, because that, I'm going to be honest with you, me and everybody watching decided that was kind of wild.
It was extremely wild. I didn't know what place I finished until like after I was done crashing, and I saw I was number 1, so I started screaming. But Hunter, his car was damaged, so when we were on the white flag, I guess the car behind him went low. So we were kind of struggling, so I was doing everything I could to like side draft. And then luckily Bentley was like in front of me and in front of Adam, so like I guess I was able to get some draft off him, and coming out of 4, I just had to run, went up to the wall to just do anything I could, and hung on. It was a blast.
You did it, man, and you got the drifted across the finish line. I think that's style points right there, Johnny. Any way you look at it, that's style, buddy.
I gotta watch that back.
Well, we replayed it a few times on the broadcast for you, but you can save it on your iRacing. But I'd definitely make a clip out of that, maybe even make some kind of TikTok video or reel. That was a crazy finish, man.
Yeah, it was insane, dude.
But somehow your car slid past the start finish line in front of all the others.
I guess if you're sideways, they ain't passing you.
That's right. If you're sideways, you take up more real estate, right?
Oh, man.
Man, I'll tell you, I seen the 9 car shoot to the bottom, though, and I didn't know if he was going to shoot down there and get past all you guys or not, but it didn't work out for him.
Oh, man.
How was the rest of the race? What put you up in that position on the last restart to have the shot at it, Johnny?
Jeff crashing. But, so coming to the end of the race, I like topped off before that last yellow. So I was just clutching it. I was going to be good on fuel if I had somebody to draft with, but nobody else could make it on fuel. So when we all did that last mad dash of pit road, I think I passed a bunch of people, and I was able to come out of the pits in a position where I was able to miss the incident that happened there, and I just restarted second and held on from there.
Man, it worked out for you, able to drift it across the line in front of everybody else. And do you have anyone you want to thank, Johnny, while we got you in the booth here? That was an awesome finish, by the way. I'm not going to get over that one for a while.
Well, I got to thank all my teammates because they were definitely a lot of help throughout the race. So I got Tyler Seville, Jesse Bonnell, Dylan, and as you can probably tell by my car, Hunter. You know, got to thank those fried pickles. But yeah, and then everybody that puts this league league together. They're definitely a great group of guys. Like, not only with running the league, but like there are always people that'll help you out, or if you need somebody to talk to or ask for advice, anything like that, you can pretty much talk to anybody that's been a part of this league for a long time. And then last but not least, got to thank you so I can for putting on a good show so I can watch this crazy race back.
Well, I'll tell you what, I think you're putting a statement down for this season too. I mean, you're the defending champion, so.
Oh, no, that is Steve.
Oh, Steve, that's right.
Yeah.
You were strong last season at the end though.
Yeah. My steering wheel kept shutting down at that Phoenix race, so I got all that fixed. Hopefully I can give these guys a run for their money this year.
Well, did you actually need a steering wheel at the end at the last 100 feet of that one?
Not for this race, no.
I'm just checking. Looks like you got a great start for the season here, and I know you're going to be a tough one to deal with, Johnny. So good luck to you, buddy.
Thank you. Have a great night.
You have a great night too. Go enjoy that one. Celebrate it. So that was your race winner, Johnny Avila. We're going to find our second place driver here, and I'm going to pull the winner tab off, but we got something else here we can put up. Well, we'll move him to the booth here. Bentley Glasser, Vern Bradley in the broadcast booth. You got a copy, buddy?
Yep, I got it.
Bentley, I'll tell you what, me and the rest of the fans on YouTube were watching that finish, and we didn't know who won what until the final results come through there. It was crazy. Tell us how it was from the driver's seat of that 24 car.
It was nuts, that's for sure. My replay wouldn't, work, so I couldn't see the end. But I'm always just short at these restrictor plates, and I'm not sure what I should have done different there, but it was fun. And I was sure that I came in, second for sure when he was on my outside.
Yeah, it was really hard to tell in the booth. You guys were all sliding sideways there, and the wreck was on at the end, so you're kind of just at the mercy of whose car gets the best slide in that deal, right?
Yeah, well, I saw Johnny side drafting Adam so hard that I knew he was going to have a run, and I've gotten beat just staying on the low line, and so I tried blocking and got beat that way. So, yeah, but it was super fun, super fun.
Well, that's good to hear. Tell us about any strategy or anything you might have had. I mean, the race is over now, so what kind of strategy were you working on to put yourself there at the end?
Usually at these tracks, I just ride around the back till about, the last run. I tried to stay up there, and when it get a little wild, I'd drop back, and then I knew we'd pit and just take a short amount of fuel at the end, so I had a really good pit stop, and then that caution came out, and I lucked into first. Yeah, it was a great race.
Well, that's what matters right there, that you're able to bring that thing home in the top three tonight. Podium finish, great start to the season for you and the whole 24 team and the rest of the team that you're on, Bentley. I mean, it was crazy racing at the end, but it was awesome at the same time.
I agree. Thank you.
But the race overall, I mean, I didn't notice you get caught up in any of the earlier issues, but were there any issues at all for you earlier in the race, or?
The only issue is when Jeff got loose there on the apron. I was right behind him, so it was a little tight to not get a black flag and to not hit him, but that's pretty much it. And then the end was just insane.
Yeah, you'll have to go back, and I know a lot of you guys rewatch the broadcast, but even if not, keep your iRacing open, because that finish was, let's just say it was a wild ending to Daytona.
Yep. Good start to the season for sure.
Yeah, good points night for you, man. And do you have anyone you want to thank while we got you in the booth here?
I got to thank all my teammates at OGR, Paul Crumride for racing tonight, and Fred for hanging out. And then all the guys at ASRL that put this on.
Yeah, I think, Bentley, I got a picture up on the broadcast. We should just make it a screenshot. It pretty much sums up the end of it, man. Sideways for you and actually the top three drivers. we're pretty much sideways there. So, congrats on the top 2. Good strong finish for you, and good luck to you at Auto Club next week, buddy.
Yep. Thank you very much.
Thank you. So Bentley Glasser right there, second place finisher. And I'm going to look down here for our third place driver, and then I'm going to get to a different driver. Richard Holland, Vern Bradley in the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
I got you, Vern.
Man, we're together again.
Buddy.
We've been in this position a timer 100 before, and I've got to interview you quite a bit, but second start maybe with these guys over here at American Sim Racing League, and first start of the season, obviously, for everybody here at Daytona. And we didn't see you up there the whole race. I kind of knew in the back of my mind what strategy you were working. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah. Well, we kind of do that these plate tracks anyways, and especially these guys had no quick repairs tonight, so when I knew that was definitely going to be our strategy. Just try to stay out of trouble, and you know how it is. Be around at the end so we can try to do something. Usually we don't end up that way. We get caught up in something, but tonight it worked out great for us.
Well, you're right. You have to have a car to finish, obviously, and you prefer one that has a couple of fenders on it at best.
Yeah, at least a couple. Yeah.
At least a couple. But I'll tell you, when you guys were coming to that finish line, I don't think the fenders mattered anymore.
No, it didn't. No, the only thing that mattered was just the gas pedal.
Yeah, and it was a really close, almost a photo finish for third between you and the 23 car.
Yeah, I knew it was really close. We were wrecking, and at that point you just hold it to the floor and you get what you get. There's not much you can do, but yeah, it was pretty wild. I knew that we'd missed all the other stuff, and we were in good position, and my plan was to just hang on and try to avoid and see where we ended up, and I just got lucky enough where it just really did come right down to that final corner, really through the tri-oval there, and we made a couple moves and went to the outside and actually got in line there, and I think the 63 and the 7 in front of us moved up a little bit, which opened the middle, and I had a run, so I took it, and then I don't know if I went up or they came, I don't even know what happened, but just last lap coming to the line stuff.
Yeah, it definitely was last lap coming to the line, and it worked out good for you, put you on the podium, and good points finish for race number 1 here of the season in the Elite Series for you too, Richard.
Yeah, we're excited. How it is. Come out of these Daytona season openers with a good finish, good points night. You can't beat that, so we'll take it.
Yeah, you just kind of carry that on with you, and you got to keep in mind too over here that they do stages. So those top 10 in the stages score points too.
Yeah, so we thought of that. We discussed that earlier, and and even during the race, we thought, well, maybe we'll try to go up there, but we were too late. They were too wide. There was just it was more risk versus reward thing at that point, and we were just like, all right, we're not going to risk it with the zero quick repair thing. If you're up there trying to do that and you get into something, your race is over. So
you're exactly
we chose.
Right.
We chose not to. If we'd have been in the top 10 at that point, it probably would have been a different story. We'd have tried to hold our ground or see what we could have got. But, at that point, I think we were running like 24th, 25th, and they were too wide, 10 deep in front of us.
Yeah, and at Daytona or Talladega, you can't just flip a switch and jump 10, 12 spots just like that. So it kind of is what it is at that point. Richard, do you have anyone you want to thank while we got you up here, buddy?
Well, I want to thank Jeff and the guys for bringing us over here to race at this American Sim Racing League. Pretty good league, good bunch of guys here. Like I say, it's only our second start, but so far we've had a lot of fun racing here. So I want to thank them guys for bringing us on. And, I want to thank you for doing the broadcast. You do a good job. Obviously, at other places, WFO, all that stuff we race at. I want to appreciate you doing this and all the fans watching and my teammates, Brad and Cody.
Yeah, I appreciate the heck out of that, and I know everyone here at American Sim Racing League does as well. These guys, they work their butts off to put on a good show. You're right about that, and we have a lot of we've known each other for quite a while, Richard, and I know that you're going to be a tough competitor with those guys this season, but a darn good one at that, man.
Well, we hope so.
I've raced around you enough that I know that you'll be a good one, a tough one, and one to keep an eye on. And next week you're headed to Auto Club, and I know you like that track.
We do. Yeah, looking forward to that one for sure.
Well, good luck to you at Auto Club next week. Happy New Year, man, and look forward to the rest of the season and watching the 31 car.
Yep. Appreciate it, man. Happy New Year to you, and thanks a lot, Vern.
Yep. Have a good night, Richard.
You too, buddy.
So, third place finisher, Richard Holland in the 31 car. And I'm going to see if I can find the fourth driver that I said I would interview tonight. And I see him. So, let's move him up here. Ben Park, Vern Bradley up in the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Man, I'll tell you what, I had to watch the finish 3 or 4 times to know who wound it out up in the top 3 there, and you missed it by I wouldn't even call it an inch.
Yeah, it was a close one.
And did you make contact with the 24 car before you got to the line? Is that what stopped you from getting up in the top 3 there?
Yeah, I mean, we just had nowhere to go. It was completely blocked.
Yeah, it looked like
I pushed him across the line.
Yeah, it definitely looked like a roadblock there, and at the end of it, it was kind of I think you were the only car, as I'm looking at this shot here, you were the only car that was going straight.
It was lucky.
So but it did get damage on it, and tell us about.
And afterwards, it just obliterated.
Well, did you get damage in an earlier caution? I can't recall, but I
had a little bit of front end damage in one of the first caution, I think.
Yeah, I knew it was one of them. I thought it might have been the first or second that I seen you get caught up in a little bit, but I didn't know how bad it hurt the car. But tell us about your race overall. Any strategies, how it worked out for you, any of that?
I was pretty much just riding at the back of the front pack. That was my strategy. I didn't want to lose the front pack. I know Daytona, there's like random slides and stuff that will like split the field way up. I just wanted to stay in contact with the front group.
Well, I'll tell you what, I got you in here tonight because you and the team got the most shout-outs in the YouTube chat. and the number 23 in particular. So that's why you're in the booth here for a post-race interview. That, and quite honestly, I didn't know who finished third for a while.
It was a close one. Have a really nice group following.
Yeah, so you're part of the JBR team, which is Jonathan Byer Racing. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Gotcha. And why we got you in here, do you have anyone you want to thank?
I'd like to thank the team and my friends and family watching. Obviously, they let you know who I was.
They did, and they helped me with one of your teammates too, Landon Cardullo.
Yeah, Yep, Landon.
He'll
be.
They taught.
Yeah, watch out for him.
His last name.
You have to watch out for him.
I butchered it a couple of times, and they helped me in the YouTube chat. So your fans definitely did a good job keeping me straight, Ben.
Good deal.
But good people, man. You got good people looking out for you, and good finish for you tonight. Great points finish, buddy.
Yeah, it was a good race. I enjoyed it. Fun racing with everybody.
Well, if you check out the end of the broadcast, you'll see what all the hype and excitement was about, Ben. Good finish for you, and we look forward to watching you at Auto Club next week.
I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, so that's our final interview right there with the driver of the 23, Ben Park. Good interview. Nice guy right there. And we're not completely finished because we have, what do we have? I think we got the results to do. So we got to show you what the results are here tonight. And we're going to pull that up with the top 10. Your race winner tonight, the 63 of Johnny Avila. Finishing P2 was the 24 Bentley Glasser, and back in third, the 31 of Richard Holland. Ben Park in the 23 brought it home fourth. In fifth was the 9-car Adam Matz. Go back to sixth, you'll find a 700 Waters, and in eighth, Jason Day's 52 car. Back in ninth was the 35 of Jason Mullis, and rounded out your top 10 was the number 72 of Jerry Cochran, the third. I have to clear my voice out for the next 10. That's right. We had over, 36 cars start the race tonight. So back in 11th was the 88 of Tony Gray. In 12th, the 97 Levi Allen. Back in 13th, the 80 of Rafael Rodriguez. And in 14th, the 62 of Stephen Ayers Jr. Back in 15th, the 41 of Shane Gross. And 16th, the 92 of Landon Cardullo. In 17th was the number 1 car of Joseph Dupont. Back in 18th, the 20 of Todd Chase. And 19th, the 27 of Steve Yenish. And in 20th, the 21 car of Todd Craig. Back in 21st, the gentleman Gary May in the 5 car. In 22nd was the 90 of Kyle Bromer. Back in 23rd, it was Bradley the Coop Cooper in the 25. And in 24th was the 02 of David Kamara. Cody Williams' 12 car in 25th. Dillian Winters in the 37 and 26. The 96 of Jesse Bunnell, 27. Paul Zada's 99 finished 28th. In 29th, the 09 of William Kent. Back in 30th was the 89 car of Jeff Yenish. 31st, Jacobs Zalma in the 85. Back in 32nd, the 93 of Patrick the Salinair. Levi Poland's 91 car, 33rd. Thomas McBride, the 53, back in 34th. 35th, the 3 car of Paul Crumry. And back in 36th, the 45 car of Tyler Powers. And that's going to do it for your results here tonight. So we're going to clear that out. We do want to thank everyone for tuning into the broadcast tonight at the American Sim Racing League for the Elite Series, race number 1 on New Year's Day 2023. So, Happy New Year to all of you out there. Don't forget, next Monday night, we're going to be back. January the 8th. Broadcast starts at 8:20 p.m. And we're going to be racing at Auto Club Speedway. So, as always, week in and week out, I invite you in the chat to vote. Put your favorite driver in there. Let's give them a little bit of time. Under the spotlight, in the cameras. And that way those drivers can get showcased a little bit. But what a crazy finish we had tonight, but a great one. These guys, when you see the top 3 crossing the line sideways, you know you had a great one at Daytona. That's a fact. And we did here tonight. I want to thank the American Sim Racing League for bringing me back in the booth again this season. And I'm going to try to do the best I can for them. Hopefully you like the broadcast. If you did, make sure you give the broadcast a like. And if you don't do it for me, do it for the drivers over here at American Sim Racing League. Great group of guys. A lot of great people put this thing together, from Steve and Jeff Yenish to Patrick the Salinair. Just a lot of great people over here. I'm Vern Bradley in the booth. And I believe that's going to do it for me tonight. And I will see everybody next week at Auto Club for race number 2. If you're on Eastern Standard Time, you got another hour and roughly 20 minutes of the new year. So if you're celebrating it today, celebrate it. Have fun. But as always, stay safe. I know some got to go back to work tomorrow. Some of you don't. So if you don't have to go back to work or school, then enjoy your day and your Monday tomorrow, which is going to be January 2nd, by the way. But enjoy it anyway. And I will see you next week. I'm going to play a little outro music to head out of here. And I want everybody to have a good night.